Welcome to day 3 of Ubuntu Summit 2023. So the day started off with breakfast this time. I actually woke up. That's good, right? And this hotel has a pretty good breakfast for a hotel. They have these pancakes that are, I assume, crepes, but it was just funny when I opened the thing that said pancakes and there were these really thin, small things. We arrived at the conference hotel. I had about an hour to spare before my talk started, so I decided to take that time and use it wisely, finish the talk that I'm about to give. So it was mostly done, about 80-90% at that point, and I just had some final touches to add, and just in time. I used to do live streams for This Week in Linux, and in those live streams, I was often late to this schedule I created. So it became a running joke that Michael is always late, and that is no longer true because the talk started at 10:30. I walked into the door as soon as it's turned 10:30. So that is on time, technically. So I'm gonna count it. So I did my talk and it went great. There was a lot of good feedback and there was a lot of fun back and forth inside the presentation. I was confident that it was going to be good, and it was. You'll be able to watch the full talk pretty soon. I'm not sure exactly, few days, few weeks, somewhere around there. So it is coming. After that, there were the snacks again in the center area. I attended a few talks after that. In fact, there was a talk from DreamWorks today. There was also a talk from DreamWorks yesterday, and I missed most of that. And right after the talk, I went up to the DreamWorks guy and offered an interview. And he said yes, which is awesome because that means I got an interview with the guy from DreamWorks. So it was a really fun interview. He was great. So that'll be coming fairly soon at some point on the Destination Linux channel. I was then able to attend more talks at the conference, which is really nice because I don't usually get to do that. And also I was in the hallway track a lot of the time. And for those who don't know what a hallway track means, it's basically the area between the conference rooms, and a lot of people hang out in between the talks and just, chat about whatever, usually techie, nerdy, geeky stuff, which is, my thing. So that was awesome. Later in the day, there was an AMA talk for the Community Council of Ubuntu, and I hosted/emceed it, which was really fun. So I helped people get the questions to the council, and I also introduced the thing and everything. It was really fun. And what was really interesting is that it was originally planned for 25 minutes. Someone canceled right after, so they decided to extend it to an hour roughly. At the 5-minute mark left, I realized this felt very short, and we could have gone another hour and most people wouldn't have even noticed that it was another hour. But of course the schedule wouldn't allow that. There was a lot of interesting questions, and it was just a good talk. So be sure to check that out on the Ubuntu On Air YouTube channel. Yesterday I said that I might be able to get an interview with the guy from Nextcloud, and I did. So that happened right after the AMA panel, and Frank from Nextcloud, we sat down for about 20 minutes. It was really cool, and that talk will also be released at some point in the near future on the Destination Linux channel whenever I have a chance to look at it, probably when I get back to the States. So I'm looking forward for everybody seeing that because it was a really fun interview. After that interview, I hung out in the hallway track again, and we were there for probably about an hour or so, although this was about 6 p.m. or maybe 6:30 or so. So then we decided to go get some dinner, and we walked around, and I have some footage, a little bit of that.
Hey everybody, we're going to get some dinner after this day 3. Is it day 2 or day 3? I don't remember. So we're going by we. I'm talking about me and Ryan Gorley from FreeHive is right there. And he also did a workshop for marketing. So we're like marketing cohorts.
Yeah.
And also I wanted to feature him in this video because how are you wearing the short sleeves? I'm wearing this giant coat and I'm freezing. How are you wearing short sleeves?
I live in northern Utah. It snowed 2 weeks ago. This is like spring weather.
Oh, I see.
I love it.
Well, we also have some other people going with us. but my feet hurt, so I'm staying back. But you can see what that looks like.
And we went to the old town section, and it was trying to find something to eat. But then I realized halfway through that I don't think that they know where they were going. I think it was just people walking, and it turned out that was the case. So eventually we did find a place to go to, but it was kind of funny. Although I'm glad we did it because I also got to see the area, and I want to go see it during the daytime because at night it was pretty cool, but you're not able to see as much as you could during the daytime. So I want to go do that probably tomorrow before the conference talks start. And that's pretty much it for the normal stuff at the conference. I then came back and, worked on some video editing and that sort of thing. But later in the day or later in the night, there was a special presentation, a part of the game night. So there was a game night for those who don't know. It was pretty cool. People brought on some board games and some various games, retro games, and Matthew from Lutris brought a lot of cool stuff, including a Dance Dance Revolution pad, which you weren't playing Dance Dance Revolution with that pad. You would be playing Doom with it, which is fantastic. So there's a lot of cool stuff at the game night. And in addition to that, there was a special presentation that I talked about in the previous video. And the special presentation, I can now tell you what it is because it did happen. And it was a underwater drone or a submarine that was open source, and people can play with it. And the way to control it was through a PlayStation controller and a camera that's on the drone. And you could there was like this Ubuntu Jammy Jellyfish challenge, and it was a lot of fun. I was the host of the special presentation / MC of it, and I talked to people and explained how to play the game and also how to use the controller and stuff like that. And also, of course, I made a lot of jokes and messed with the people who were playing in a playful way, not actually messing with them in terms of actually controlling the drone or anything, just saying things that were fun. So it was a lot of fun. It was about an hour and a half, I think, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then after that, I went back up to the game night rooms, and there was a lot of people hanging out, playing games, and also just chatting and talking tech stuff. So this is a really fun event because of just how many enthusiasts and open source advocates and just geeks in general were here to hang out with and talk about whatever you wanted to in a very relaxed setting. It's very cool, and I am definitely liking the Ubuntu Summit. Last year I went to it as well. It was fantastic as well, although I had a lot of jet lag, so I wasn't feeling great most of the time. This time, I'm feeling fantastic until today, because it turns out if you have a bag that you carry around for 4 days or so that weighs 50 to 75 pounds, eventually your arms hurt, your wrists hurt, your feet hurt, even your hands hurt. So that's where we are now. But I would do it again. Although, okay, I wouldn't do that again. The next time I come, I will bring like a rolling bag that I could carry the equipment in instead of this stuff. But also there's a lot of cool stuff tomorrow that's scheduled, including a live podcast from the Linux Lads people and so much more. So I'm very excited to check out that, plus all the other talks that are happening. There's a lot of cool talks and I can't wait. And I actually can attend these talks without much issue whatsoever because I don't have to do any of my own talks or prepare for that talk or anything like that. And all the talks that I was emceeing and hosting are now complete, so I'm more free to roam about the cabin. Although I do have some plans for tomorrow in addition to attending some talks. First of all, I'm going to be interviewing some people at UBports for Ubuntu Touch, and also maybe someone at the Framework Laptop Company, as well as maybe someone who you might have heard of named Mark Shuttleworth. Tomorrow's the last day, so wish me luck there, and hopefully I have all the time I need in order to actually do all of these interviews, because there's a lot. Oh, there's actually 2 more. Matthew from Lutris and Rudra from Ubuntu Unity / BlendOS / a bunch of stuff. I am very excited to do these interviews. So maybe I won't have time to do the talks.
I didn't have time.
We'll see. We'll see. But we're going to end the vlog there. I hope you enjoyed it so far, and let me know what you think in the comments about my style vlogging. I might change it up a bit in the future, but I think for now we're going to keep this format for going forward for the Ubuntu Summit. But maybe if you have some suggestions, let me know. And yeah, so we're going to end it right here. And since it's now a tradition here at Ubuntu Summit, we're going to end the video